Hey guys, Naya here. This is the sixth and hopefully last episode as Kavitha Protectorate. We are already playing an advanced game. We have about 500 science, that will be soon 500. An overflow on energy, diplomatic capital, pretty huge cultural income, and a very surprising 23 positive health. We are going to build some late game wonders, notably Holland Chamber, the Abyssal Mirror, and I think I was planning the Armor Cell and Resurrection Device. Let's get on with it. I don't even know what to build. Let's build some vortexes. Did we finish the Ancient Alien Remains quest? Ah, yes, we did. We got the ability here to leash alien units. I will leave this Hellion. No, I will not. I will move it to this island and forget about it. There's a solver collector that I have to launch somewhere useful. It will probably be in... Did I launch it? No. No, I didn't. These cities are already as big as the original cities in the north, so I believe the expansion to the south areas was pretty successful. We'll launch this one in Sachitem. Discovered some gold around, next to Vasanta. And I know what I wanted, the miasmic condenser, but I need more petroleum for that. Since the gold was discovered here, I think I can drop this weather controller, delete the unit, create a miasmic condenser in Mandira, and improve this gold. Well, this drone has nothing to do. Let's delete it then. My Hellion was bombarded by an enemy Manticore. Yeah, it can get bombarded to oblivion. Nothing will destroy him there. I will steal science in Central. I have no interest in the network. I don't really need the science. So in this case, I can use these agents to buy petroleum on the black market. That will cost me 20 diplomatic capital per turn, but I have a lot of it. So Devika and Harati will do the same. They will all try to find some petroleum that will net me probably 3 sources of petroleum. Okay, Ryan needs a laboratory for the science, so does Sachita. I will build up some nodes on the seas here, and I see some of the cables go underwater. I believe they go under the earth here, so that's not a big change. But it's funny how this huge node structure floats, is suspended on tiny pilots. Shan will get network. Harsha finished the vortex. Let's build more units. Nothing will surprise us. I will send out the miasmic condensers over these southern areas. There's already a lot of miasma, and if anyone tries to enter this area, he will be subjected to miasma. Note that miasma cannot be placed on inaccessible tiles like canyon and water tiles like lake. Placing it over as much land as I can is beneficial. You can see the miasmic condenser lasts 15 turns, but if it fills the area faster, it will probably drop. Okay, Arc is friendly. There's the Wonder Abyssal Mirror. It says orbital units launched from this city may overlap the coverage area of other orbital units by 1 tile. Let's put this to test and build something in the Great Apple. The easiest way to test this is a solar collector. And my workers can also add miasma manually. It will take 7 turns. But the miasmic condenser seems to be much faster, 1 tile per turn. So the ability to do that is important. The orbital unit is much more useful. Praxis Darkly. I didn't see this quest before. Several years have passed without the re-emergence of the Neuromega team. It's a continuation of the Neuromega quest chain. Probably didn't have it before. But an analysis of their corporate documents hints at their possible plans. In the event their illegal activity was discovered, Senior staff plan to relocate safely outside the colony and start a business anew. Armed with their mind control technology, they could live safely among the alien wildlife. From this new base of operations, Neuromega could sell mind-controlled alien laborers to any colony or station willing to pay. While horrifying, this plan would require the company to put down roots. If they could be located, an attack might destroy their work for good. Still, they must be located quietly. The smartest approach would be to contact the potential customers. I, I have to establish networks in different colonies. Let's launch this solar collector, and yes, it shows that it can overlap with anything like this weather controller. That is amazing for me, and let's hope. Here is a solar collector. The generator here in the tundra is producing 5 energy, and if I place it, let's say over here, it says it generates 6. So this is the way to overlap. An exciting discovery. In that case, I will place weather controllers around the Great Apple in a much denser way. I should down some like this one that doesn't. This one will not produce any basic resource because I've improved all the tiles around it already. Ansible. Yeah, I'm building Ansible in Vasanta. Great Apple needs an additional weather controller. Let's see, these tiles give me each 2 food. Let's overlap some over here. Yes, these tiles give much more food. And it doesn't look like much, but the city should produce a lot of food. It's also size 19, that is already a huge mega city. This city will build a surveillance web, and I will use this savage to leash this colossal alien. It will get damaged, but in return I get this alien Makara. Zafar is, all the cities that were built down here, Zafar is the biggest one. Well, Sachita, the first one, but I would say Shan would grow, or Agni would grow faster. No, it's Zafar. Cloning plant here, and the Savage will heal. I wanted this Makara to attack the alien Reaper, but it doesn't seem possible. It's interesting how the Makara has 1 movement on land, but 2 movement in the sea. There is the Ansible Wonder, causing me to gain Affinity XP 25% faster. The orders will be sent faster. Levels will grow faster as well. Let's see, Transgenics will give me 10 Affinity XP instead of the base 7, like in base. I don't even have the Adaptive Sciences. So it seems that the Wonder here, Ansible, giving 25% faster Affinity XP, is stronger, strictly stronger. 25% from 7. It could be over 2, so there's some strange rounding. Why is it 10? I don't know, but it looks very cool. Our next virtue will be in the industry. I will not go into superior engineering, but Magnus Anti. Watch this health explode from 20, 66. This is the second greatest improvement in health. If also, of course, if you have a large empire that encompasses multiple cities and each city is building up many buildings. I have easily overshot over the maximum health bonus. As you can see, 20% additional growth, production, 20% science, 20% culture in all cities are all huge bonuses. But in the late game, yes, they are useful. If your victory condition is counting 45 turns, these yields don't change anything on that. Let's launch another weather controller, this time over here. Make them denser. I'll probably have to down some of these just to make them overlap more. It looks like if I place this weather controller down here over the Great Apple, this tile would get 3 additional food, which is huge. Yes, Basanda finished the Ansible. Let's have a miasmic condenser instead. There are some aliens, but they are not as aggressive anymore. They're growing a bit more friendly. Additional war. There's hypercomputing, giving me additional science from nodes, which I've already built some of. I get access to hypercores, giving me additional science for the cost of Phyrexids. I have 10 Phyrexids lying around. I can easily get some. More, but I will have to place hypercores only in my most science productive cities. Let's have a look at that. In the economic overview, you can sort by science. By the lowest, actually the lowest is Zafar, and the highest is of course the Great Apple, then Mandira, Sachita. Sachita? Okay. Interesting. Cities of Saira and Basanta. Alright then. I will purchase the hypercore in the Great Apple, of course. Every citizen counts for 1 point of science, and this gets modified by 15% for being, I believe, healthy and having the hypercore, 20% from health level. And I will also purchase the xeno nursery, xeno fuel plant, and say petrochemical plant. Next will be Mandira. Purchasing the hypercore. These are pretty expensive in terms of production, but if you have overflow of energy, it doesn't even matter. You see 11 turns for the hypercore, but I cannot purchase it because of 4 Phyrexids cost. Let's find some more sources of Phyrexids. There is one. Okay. This worker will go up there. As you can see, my black market agents are producing petroleum for diplomatic capital, and I don't really need to steal science. Let's fill out the quest. Send you to Tiangong. The miasmic condenser will be released down here over Zafar and Agni, and this one is already at work. You can see that all these central tiles are being added miasma to, and now the surrounding tiles are affected as well. Now many aliens are attacking. Some of them are up here and the rest are attacking the Makara. I don't want to lose it, and I can't leash any more units, so let's retreat it back. I will temporarily change these social development cities to surveillance webs to ensure we don't get any surprises. And I will down this one by the controller to provide resources for controller in the Great Apple. I have to launch the orbital units from the city to be able to overlap. There is transgenics. This one is required for Transcendence Victory, and can give me Promethean, which is much less useful than from the base game that prevented any unhealth production from the city. Here it just doesn't produce unhealth from buildings, which I am pretty sure there is none, and from worked tiles, like improvements like petroleum well, but that doesn't have to be worked to produce unhealth. When it's worked, it obviously doesn't. We got access to Geoliopods, and we can perfect it to Elder. Yeah, let's just upgrade it to something. I'm not planning on building that. And Promethean can be built in 16 turns. Let's build... Well, I don't need Gene Smelters because I'm 107 in positive health. That is absolutely insane. So let's just switch this city to social development. I will down this weather controller as well and place another instead here to make the food production much denser. And Great Apple cannot produce another weather controller currently. Okay, I don't mind. Let's have it build the Gene Smelter for 1 turn. Harsha could build the Promethean. There is some unhealth from petroleum wells. Yes, this is especially useful if you are going for manufactories. Okay, Daoming Soko has made peace and declared war in the meantime. And I believe there was one... Yeah, it looks like some of the cities... This city that was originally from the Slavic Federation was raised, and it looks like Elimur is also on under attack by Arc Immortals combined with artilleries. This is absolutely great warfare from the AI. However, Deep Castle is near invincible with its 142 combat strength. Well, if you throw enough immortals on it, they become mortal, but they will be able to take it. Okay, it looks like I am missing some agreements. Now this is a harmony-oriented look I like. She's got implants, temporals, added veil, and of course the blue eyes. It's always the blue eyes. Okay, Daming Software is warning me because she reached level 10 in Purity. Finally, someone. Elimur has been captured by Ark, and this one will not be destroyed. It was just captured and puppeted. This city finished the surveillance web. There is not much else that could be useful. Let's switch it to social development. Let's produce some fine art, right? As you can see, I'm in 3 negative petroleum. Let me see. Right, my agents have finished with the petroleum and are now at headquarters. I don't know why it would stop, but I guess, okay. Okay, I will reassign this agent somewhere else. Let's say Castellan. I have not visited Lena Ibner in quite some time. And I will switch also these cities into social development. They will increase their borders, but most importantly, they will give me virtues. Not that I need them especially, but it's something useful, a bit more than additional science. I can get covered agents from cell cradles. A great apple. Well, I don't have enough petroleum. I'm switching off most of the things that I can be doing so that I finish the game faster or get to the interesting stuff that I can play actually. There's coral. Lies beneath. The quest for sonar net will give me 5 city strength from sonar nets. This is only for the aquatic cities. Keep switching off cities to social development. I don't need them, so they will not be bothering me anymore. I know why my colony health is so overshot. I have reached purity level 5 and hit these perks. Unhealth from global size of population reduced by 25%. Also unhealth from number of cities. In a big empire, these numbers are the bulk of what you are getting. Like unhealth from number of cities, that's the 4 unhealth per city. It gets reduced to 3, and I believe gets like counterbalanced with a virtue perk, so that it's only 2 unhealth per city. On the other hand, the hybrid affinity gives me 5 health, not much more, and some health for military unit under my command. Well, all of this is nice. Expedition completed and granted me a free level in affinity, and I got an artifact. It's a progenitor one. Okay, let me check what I get. The quest for Hypercore asks, what is the path to our supremacy? The progress of our science or the culture of the people will get 1 science per supremacy affinity or 1 culture. I don't know how this is calculated, but let's go for culture. We have enough science. I will not go into might. I am not interested in finishing industry or prosperity. Or maybe I am. Well, joy for variety. Nature's bounty would be nice. Oh, not quite. Let's finish this energy bonus with foresight. 10% science when healthy. This is a minor bonus in the early game and quite a big bonus in the late game, because in the middle game you are probably not going to be healthy. You are probably going to have a huge health deficit. Well, the great apple doesn't need to do anything. Let's go agricultural 67. And the free affinity level will go into, let's go into supremacy. We'll switch the attire a bit, and our cities perhaps will switch as well. Let's look at Pasanta and Great Apple. Yes, they immediately switch the graphics to supremacy, because that is now our dominant affinity. We have an idle covert agent that will establish a network for the quest and receive the artificial evolution with its progenitor gardens. Well, that might be useful, not really. And of course the resurrection device that will increase global benefits from positive health levels. That is these huge bonuses of 20% additional science and production and culture and growth that will be doubled. And I'm quite excited about that. Let's build the resurrection device in our aquatic Great Apple City. Fruit down here, that's from this weather controller. Next research, we didn't switch over to Harmony as, we did, over to Harmony as dominant affinity. Let's check. Not this turn, but the cities will swap its skyscrapers back to the Harmony ones. And one of the last wonders that I want is hyperconductors and then synergetics. Xenoswarm can now be upgraded as I wish into 40% in miasma. I will focus, Mandira can build the progenitor garden. Let's just give it that. And we can get the quest for that. Steel science from Central. Mixohua finished Marvellous clips. She's got 3 wonders. Instead of culture, I could be producing food to make my cities grow, but it seems my colony house is also growing instead of diminishing. Here's the praxis darkly. Okay, we'll destroy 1 alien nest. Probably not. Yeah, that was to establish 2 networks. Okay, I will destroy 1 alien nest, no problem. For the quest, if it needs it. And that would be this alien nest in my territory. The siege on the alien nest lasted for hours. Wave after wave of mind-controlled aliens were sent after our colony's forces, oblivious to the cause and terrified beyond reason. Deep within the nest, new Remega's core team was discovered, hiding among countless rows of dead-eyed creatures. Reports are that few words were spoken at the site. The company officials are now in transit into our capital. Who knows what type of cage awaits them once they arrive. We got some culture, 300 culture, but I'm calling it now a bit because it's less than we are making in a turn, and 23 affinity towards harmony. And we can upgrade the submarines, lurkers into leviathans for additional sight. All agreements were cancelled by both of them. Okay, it's interesting. Okay, all right. Let me see all potential agreements which I can open. Let's have citizen soldiers. I will give them this amount. Yes, they both ran out of diplomatic capital at once. The newly completed gene smelter will give us 1 health or 2 science. Let's say 2 science. I have quite enough health already. More virtues. I will go into social mores for a quarter culture for every population. So each city will now produce culture, and that is like in Great Apple 5 culture, or Mandira 4 culture. That will power charge the generation even more. We got additional population in Mandira, and Mandira isn't growing really. It doesn't have tiles to be worked, so it's working as artists and scientists. I will set these workers to plant miasma. The hotkey for miasma is always S, either for removing it or adding. There is the wonder Promethean that will further reduce. It didn't reduce the negative health as much as before, but I can focus harsher now on social development, and Sachita will get its hypercar. Actually, I will need more Ferrexite. You know what? Let's switch Sachita to social development, and when I on the turn where I have enough Ferrexite, I will simply purchase it. There are some minerals in the deep ocean. These manticores are still aggressive, even though the alien is standing there and doing nothing. Because it's next to the alien nest, even though they are already green. Some algae up there. We got the hyperconductors technology for the Holland chamber. It costs 5 floatstone. I believe I have that enough. And it will give me science income equal to 10% of global energy income. While energy is about 1000 in positive, the additional science will amount about 100. Huge amount. Mandira 27, Holland chamber in Vasanta in 17, 30. Let's build it in Vasanta then. That would be probably the fastest here. And for resurrection device, yeah, I'm building it already in the Great Apple. Let's build the Holland chamber. Quest for progenitor garden gives me 10% city health or 5% city science. Let's get ourselves 5% city science. And we have some petroleum because some orbital units dropped. I believe it was these miasmic condensers. And I will build some more in the Great Apple City. The next could be creative class. I will earn extra culture to 30% of net positive health. Net positive means after distracting the negative health. And this is also worth it only if you are in positives. This is a pretty terrible virtue. Let's go for laboratory apprenticeship. There's the resurrection device wonder. Let's check out Great Apple. In regards of science, it gets health modifier by 30% instead of 20. Growth modifier from health also at 30%. These amounts are pretty huge. Let's have something. Well, Great Apple cannot build the progenitor garden, unluckily, but it can build more by the contract. And I need 5 floatstone. What am I using floatstone for? 5 used. Yeah. Holland chamber. I'm building it in Vasanta. I'm dumb. Let's focus Mandira on growing. There are some weather controllers to place. Let's place some over up here. Produce some more. The AI is infighting while I'm building my great wonders. There is nothing I really need from Great Apple. Let's switch to agriculture. And there is synergetics. It gives me microbial mines for additional production in my cities, organ printers for science, and armor cell with additional floatstone cost. This effect is very small, 50% less damage from ranged attacks. I guess it's for if you are sieging and the AI has this, it will be really hard to siege, say, Deep Castle with its 210 combat strength. I believe I finished all of the text that I wanted. I will now proceed to build Xeno Titans and Angels. Yes, let's do that. As the ultimate units that are available. Industrial economy after that. Industrial ecology. Our next virtue will go into cohesive values, which will require me less culture for new virtues. There is a source of shell down here. Let's improve that as well. Let me think how I get additional floatstone. I need 4. I would need to settle at another city. I think the easiest way will be to purchase some from the black market. It will be expensive, of course, for 40 per turn, but I can afford it, of course. And do not forget that this is an option. Buying one is reasonable. Buying 4 of them is practically insane. We install some science that will make the Xeno Titans much faster. And I have a lot of energy that I wanted to spend. What can I buy in Great Apple? Both microbial mine and organ printer. Let's purchase those. Xenomass and organ printer is pretty much free. 200 science from the city. That is, I believe, one of the achievements, that you have a city that produces 100 of science. I believe production, culture, and, well, food is probably not there. But energy is, I forgot. And I will build by microbial mine here. And yeah, hypercore. I wanted to purchase hypercore in Sachita. Here it is. Purchase hypercore, purchase organ printer, also gene smelter, and say the microbial mine. And this city will change production into research development. It's also going into the 100 of science per city very easily. And it doesn't even have, well, it does have these farms that produce science now. It doesn't even have any specialized science producing improvements. Here's the Xenotitan unique unit. Well, unique. I say unique, but it's not as hard to get it. We can upgrade our centaurs into minotaurs. Less setups. Additional virtue will give me, I could go for 1 health for every 6 population in the city, but I have just enough health right now. Let's go for the science penalty reduced. And I get a free virtue from the synergy bonus. And this synergy bonus gives me additional culture. Let's go for 40% less culture profit from number of cities as well. And I have officially surpassed 1000 science per turn. Let me purchase a Xenotitan in one of my cities. I would like to hard build one. Highest is of course Great Apple, then Basanta. Harsha. Harsha could produce Xenotitan in 4 turns. Let's have a look at that colossal unit. And I've got some additional floatstone available. Strange how... yes, the special agent is producing 5 floatstone at 40 diplomatic capital. So if you are using advanced agents, it's much more effective than using recruits. I should probably switch them around. Okay, that's something to note for my next playthroughs. So we can build additional weather controller in Great Apple and also arm a sail. Let's go for a weather controller and then we'll see the next. Let's release it. Not this one. This one is already in position. Let's build the armor sail in here. Yes, it got cancelled because I don't have the petroleum. Yeah, that's bad. You know what? Let's destroy this weather controller. It's useless now and purchase a weather controller. There is the Holland Chamber Wonder. And as you can see, I got 100 from other sources. That's listed as additional. It's not added to the city modifier. It's just a civilization modifier, general one, because it's based on the global energy income. And this weather controller will be placed here. And I can purchase another. So Great Apple will be covered absolutely madly with weather controllers and getting huge amount of food. Additional virtue. Now the virtues are rolling in really fast. So I'm getting 600 culture per turn. That's like every 5 or 6 turns additional virtue. I don't have any academies, but the monomyth is worth it. And of course, techno artisans generate extra science. In that case, let's go for learning centers. Even though it is useless right now. Here is the Xenotitan. Xenotitan is a beautiful, beautiful unit. It has 86 combat strength and additional bonuses when it's upgraded. And it will be stronger if it's upgraded. Xenotitan can be upgraded at 18 or 16 harmony affinity respect, like 50% strength at attacking cities. And over 100 strength. Easily the most interesting and impressive unit. And the last weather controller on Great Apple will be set over here. I believe all these weather controllers are overlapping and the tiles next to the city have the most gain from them. Yeah, it looks like that. They are at 4 or even 5 food production each. There is neural uploading for the Angel. Yeah, for the Angel Ultimate unique unit. Let's have it built in somewhere. Oh, again, in Harsha, we'll parade these units next to each other. The Angel is quite similar, but I need 5 Feroxite. Well, you know what? Let's switch the covered ups a bit and abort this special agent. Let's go home. No, let's change to purchasing Feroxite. Yes, assign. One of these recruits can be assigned to purchasing petroleum so that I don't miss out on anything. I think I will play another 13-14 turns to make it to turn 330 and end the playthrough there. Quest for organ printers can give me additional city health or 10 healing for all units. As I'm not at war or my units are absolutely powerhouses, I will get the 10% city health. And I got bioengineering with the Bondor xeno. I might use this for additional petroleum and geothermal resources. And access to golem actually I have because I have level 5 impurity. Access to bioglass furnaces to add further build up production. Going up in the tree here for synergetics, no, for microbial mine, even though this is in harmony, and bioglass furnace, this building is in supremacy, in this configuration will add me a huge amount of production. There is a purity based production building as well, and that is down here in left plant. That requires only level 5 in purity. And of course the borehole for 5 additional production with level 8 in purity. Another virtue, this one will be monomyth for additional culture. As you can see, like a city like Great Apple, this one has a ton of wonders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 35 from virtues, that's this amount. And this even gets increased by the health level modifiers and the aquatic city culture bonus by 50%. And I'm not focusing the city on culture. It just has these wonders, these bonuses. Now Vasanta could produce the xenomalium. Armacell is being built. You know what? Let's produce the xenomalium as well. It will make it in 10 turns. And it will look good. And we are about to purchase something in Great Apple. I think it is worth to purchase the bioglass furnace. Produce the angel. This one will take 5 per exit though. I will not buy the xenoglass, not buy the bioglass furnace, but will build the angel instead and parade them on this peninsula as well. There is the Armacell, a pure defensive wonder. I question sometimes why this wonder even exists, but it is probably useful if you place it in your capital to prevent any accidental domination losses. Okay, we got the additional petroleum. Great Apple can now build anything. Let's build another Xenotitan. Additional virtue, this one will go into Techno Artisans for science equal to 15% of our culture. And we are 1 short of synergy bonus. The third synergy bonus gives 1 free technology, but it requires these useless virtues to be researched. So I'm pretty glad we will end the playthrough soon. This industrial ecology giving production to farms, and I will produce molecular forge in the Great Apple. This will be really fast. And the Xenotitan can move into water as a embarked unit. This is actually really funny. There is the ultimate harmony supremacy build hybrid unit in Aquilon. I will research it, but I will not be able to produce it probably because of the lack of Ferrexit. There is the Angel, the ultimate supremacy unit. It is in structure very similar to the Xenotitan, but it is entirely robotic, entirely synthetic. Well, it's not life form, but a giant death robot on scaly legs. It looks like a giant spider. If you see these, it's absolutely terrifying in a normal game. I think I could very easily defeat all of the AI here. It's funny how Vanguard got captured while it's on the other side. Yeah, they're fighting very, very heavily, very strong here. With very basic units. And the Angel is actually a ranged unit, so it can move and range attack. I'm not sure it can attack cities in melee mode and capture them, but they can definitely attack from range and do huge amounts of damage. The molecular forge is finished, and, well, the great apple will produce food. There's biometallurgy for additional energy from mines. This is very late for any improvement from mines, so why? And we got level 15 in supremacy. We are equal in harmony and supremacy, and it looks like it switched to supremacy because of 1 point in the affinity. Quest soil or boil microbial mine can give me energy or science per harmony affinity level. Let's go for the science, but we can upgrade something that is these new units that I got. Golem, prime golem. Okay, that is a different unit that I'm not keen on defending, and the Aquilon will go into Elder One, and it is mainly a support unit hovercraft that acts as aircraft base. Very interesting concept. And I get one last virtue that will go into, let's say, meta research methods. Got some X down here. There is the Xenomalion Wonder. This one is very useful for I believe 2 Xenomals. You got 15 points of basic resources. And the carrier now can be upgraded into both Shepherd and Hydra. Let's make it Hydra to be consistent with the upgrades we got so far. I'm going to get some cheap technology, let's say Swarm Robotics, to change the view for the final turn. Buy ourselves the Alloy Foundry here. We got a Swarm Robotics for additional food from Fishery that will also aid Great Apple with these Plankton tiles. We got upgrade from Locusts. Let's say Shrikes get splash damage. And the Xenotitan can now be upgraded. We have reached affinity level 16 and can make a prime Xenotitan that will be stronger when in Miasma. Even though these are not in Miasma right now, I have destroyed the Miasma in here. I think this is it. The last turn I wanted to make. We got Biospheres. I proclaim this game as ended. We have made it to the turn 333 and skyrocketed our empire into huge cities, huge incomes, perfect tiles. The city of Great Apple has absolutely insane yields, even growing pretty much, just far from traders. That is funny. It has produced an insane amount of wonders for me, most notably the Abyssal Mirror that allows overlapping of orbital units. That means the tiles will be affected twice. It's got the quantum computer for duration for orbital units. It's got the resurrection device for global positive health benefits. And it's got these half-crafted alien hybrid huge organisms, the Akoro Kamui, that reduces unhealth from population. Here you can see it from the Civilopedia. The Cyclopean Akoro Kamui is a genetically engineered superorganism, spawned and grown in a specially designed ocean habitat. It's being fed by these weather controllers into greatness. Let's have a quick overview of my empire. We have expanded down here into the desert and improved all of the tiles. Very cute alien Makara. Actually, that's our Makara now. And our old homelands are also quite developed. There are huge farmlands, there are some generators going on. And the cities, although they didn't grow much, they are still relevant. And we finished some of the ultimate, yes, they're called the ultimate unique units, are notably the Xenotitans and, well, Angel could be improved next. This episode is over, series is over, and I have to thank you if you watched so far for your interest. I will try to do something more challenging, more interesting, more competitive next. Stay tuned and watch me in the next series, in the next episode. Again, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want and like this video. Thank you. Bye.